It's not even controversial anymore.
People know in Florida their freedoms are going to be respected.
Miranda, happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Whenever I think of your Christmases in Miami, I think of that. Was it a Corona commercial? Maybe not a Corona, some sort of Mexican beer commercial where it's like the palm tree and it's out, on the island and and then the lights go on it. Somebody will tell me what beer commercial that was.
It was definitely a Corona commercial.
Was it?
And
Okay.
a little palm tree lights up at night with the Christmas decorations.
Me Feliz Navidad.
Yeah, it took me a few years to get used to Christmas lights on palm trees. It's just, coming from Minnesota, it's a little weird to get used to.
You do what you can with what you got. All right. So there is a list out from CATO Institute of the most free and least free states, all the states ranked. So let's start with our beloved states. Certainly Washington's more free than Florida, right?
Gotta be. You guys are 37.
I'm shocked we're not lower, but yeah, typical. Okay.
It's funny because when I went looking for your state, I scrolled to the bottom of the list because I knew it would be down there.
Yeah. I'm not gonna waste my time at the top. That's funny. Okay, so Florida is
number 2, and we've actually held this spot for a few years, but before that we were at 3, so we just went up a little bit.
Okay.
And the only state freer than us is New Hampshire, an unsung hero.
That's interesting. I wonder why that is.
I think it probably has something to do, Florida's got a lot of these, we're going to talk about it in a minute, but these bans on certain things and personal choices. I think that does factor into this freedom scale. So as much as we are fiscally very free, we have a lot of reasons why we're so high. I think that one little thing might take us a notch down.
Yeah, so CATO Institute is basically more conservative, individual liberty, free markets, things like that. So I think it's not a surprise that you'd have a conservative state and some of those things that rank higher on their particular list and liberal states lower. But yeah, we talk about it on the show all the time. Sometimes Ron DeSantis does things that seem like the antithesis of individual liberty and free markets. So 2, I think Florida should be very happy with that. What's the least free state?
The least free state is actually New York.
Yeah, it's about there. And California is on the bottom of the list too, I'm assuming.
Yeah, the last 3 is California, Hawaii, and New York.
Man, how can you get more free than living on an island,
To me, that's actually, you're pretty stuck down there. So maybe that has something to do with it.
You're right, I guess. Your freedom only goes so far. All right, so speaking of freedoms people might lose, for those porn addicts in Florida who love their PornHub will be no more.
Yeah, PornHub is going to just go ahead and not allow people in the state of Florida to access their website because they basically said, we don't want people to put their privacy at risk by having to put in their driver's license information.
Yeah, and let's back up a little bit because we talked about this on the show, but for people who don't remember, there was a law passed in Florida that said, so not only, you can't just confirm your age with a push of a button, you'd have to actually confirm it with your driver's license?
Correct. And this is basically going hand in hand with the law that they passed to protect minors from harmful content on the internet. So it's not just applied to social media accounts. It's applied to other things like adult entertainment websites, probably liquor websites, all of that. But instead of just saying, yeah, I'm over the age of 18, I'm over the age of 21, you're actually going to have to put in some fairly sensitive information, your driver's license information, to be able to access these sites. And PornHub is just not going to comply with that because there is actually fines. These sites can face up to $50,000 per violation if they don't comply with requiring users to input this information. And so PornHub's just we're not gonna do it.
See, that doesn't sound free to me. If somebody wants to waste their days away on PornHub, I don't think there's a lot of conservatives and freedom-minded people who are going to want to give a pornography website their driver's license or any sort of identifying information. They're not going to want to do it anyway. So
they had made a statement basically saying unless this is strictly enforced, there's going to be websites that aren't going to be complying, and people are just going to go to them anyway.
Yeah.
And, PornHub just doesn't want to be in non-compliance, so they'd rather just not even be in the game. So.
Yeah, and people will find ways to spoof their location or whatever it is. There's going to be ways around it for the real porn obsessed, but it's one of those interesting Florida things that sort of teeters for me on the freedom versus regulation thing. All right,
that's why we're number 2.
Let's do an animal related one, which we really just do to please Nicole because she loves the animals. Monkeys. I've never done a story out of Florida about monkeys. Do you guys have monkeys in Florida?
Apparently we do. They are obviously not local monkeys. They're not like they're invasive monkeys. These sightings in particular are coming off like maybe a month off of that science lab that let go like 34 monkeys on accident in North Carolina, and they think they're just heading south. But Orange County, which is a county just north of Orlando, the police are issuing warnings to residents to be on the lookout for wild monkeys in the area. And I actually learned today that we actually do have a Florida law where you cannot feed monkeys. So apparently monkeys have been an issue here before.
I got to keep Nicole out of Florida because she will absolutely violate that law.
Run,
the
monkeys,
first opportunity. Run for freedom, monkeys. Instead of like porch pirates for Christmas gifts, it's going to be little monkey pirates. They're going to be up jacking everybody's Christmas stuff. Can you imagine? I would love to see some monkeys. I think that's cool. So, all right, Miranda. Well, this is the last Florida report of the year. We appreciate you, and we will see you in the new year. And great job on the brand new undividedpod.com. Looks nice.
You're so welcome. It was my pleasure.
Was it though? You guys did a great job on that. So, all right, we'll see you next year.
Happy New Year. Bye.
It's not even controversial anymore.
People know in Florida their freedoms are going to be respected.